Divergent, the series that was doomed from the moment it began. Triss is such a yawn fest to follow for 3 movies. Literally has no personality. None whatsoever. She's divergent, which means she's supposed to have at least 2 out of the 5 personality traits according to the sorting ceremony where a hat places them into different houses at her school. Oh wait, wrong movie. I mean the choosing ceremony to put them into different factions in New Chicago. I guess she exhibits some signs of bravery while being in Dauntless, and that's pretty much it. Though her choice to go to Dauntless at least showed she wanted to change. Like, no one forced her to leave her existing faction, and that's why I think I do have to give it to Triss for taking her life into her own hands, choosing Dauntless, and then fighting like hell to stay. The problem with Divergent is that it's a really unfocused movie. There's a couple conflicts sprinkled in, like Triss having to hide the fact that she's divergent and Triss struggling to stay in Dauntless, and eventually Erudite mind controlling the Dauntless to take over Abnegation. But most of the movie just feels like setup. It's scene after scene after scene after scene after scene for like a whole hour of just Dauntless initiation games. Sure, it's interesting enough to see what these games are and how they test Triss and make her work hard to secure her spot, but overall, why couldn't they have done all this stuff in half the time? It's like we have all this getting into Dauntless stuff and then suddenly Erudite starts acting like Death Eaters and within a matter of moments, the movie comes to an end. Where's the cohesion? Y'all could have maybe taken the time to give these characters some personalities. None of them have any personalities. Like, girl, even your mom had a personality, but you don't, and your boyfriend doesn't, and that's what we gotta follow in the next movie. If Divergent was mediocre, Insurgent was even worse. The entire movie is basically about keeping Triss from opening the Founder's Box until the very end. That's literally it. No character development, no compelling plot, just a bunch of random obstacles to prolong this as long as possible. Since only a Divergent can open the box, they have to be captured. We go through some boring mess with Triss and the crew wasting time with the factionless and then with Candor before she gets captured and somehow gets 100% on her Divergence reading. Like, what does that even mean? You're either Divergent or you're not. Or does this mean you check all 5 boxes? After this, there's some more time wasting and forced obstacles until somehow Triss and the crew regain control and open the box, and turns out Divergence is actually a good thing and that was the plan all along and everyone inside Chicago is actually part of a massive experiment. Girl, what? Y'all couldn't put this in the first movie? They should have combined Divergent and Insurgent into one movie because literally what was the point of everything that happened? I remember seeing this in the theater with a friend who had read the books and I literally turned and said, let me guess, they're going to turn against the people who put them here in the first place, and I was right because that's basically what Allegiant is about. I never bothered to watch Allegiant and I definitely never read the books, but among those who did, apparently a lot of them didn't even like the last book. They claim the books overall are better than the movies, but given how bad the plot is, that can't be true unless they completely made up everything that happened in the movies at all, which I doubt. Allegiant apparently was also split into 2 movies, but the 3rd movie did so badly they canceled the last one. But the first 2 movies didn't do well either, so why not cut your losses after Divergent? Since Ascendant, the last movie, was never made, I had to read the plot summary for the Allegiant book in addition to the movie summary to see what the hell even happened. So basically the reason for the experiment is that out in the real world, people tried to genetically modify their kids and it led to genes getting damaged, I guess, while genes of other people remained pure and untarnished. So there was something called the Purity Wars. And then they set up experiments in cities to try and naturally reach genetic purity from genetically damaged people, so Divergence is basically the newly achieved genetic purity? What the actual hell is this? And why would you not tell the people in charge or put people in charge who know about the experiment so that Kate Winslet doesn't end up spending 2 movies trying to kill the success of the experiments? What is this series even about? What's the actual point? What's the underlying societal theme you're dissecting with the creation of this dystopian world? Because that's the point of dystopia. It's a science fiction genre that explores the dysfunction in our own society and humanity by isolating and heightening various elements of our world to a level that creates a dystopia. This series doesn't even have a premise. The entire storyline hinges on the fact that there's 5 factions and some people belong to multiple, so there's something special about them. Where is the story? What do the characters learn? What was the point of all this random memory and death serum stuff in Allegiant? This series killed the dystopia vibe so much that even Maze Runner couldn't really revive it. In all fairness though, it was probably a mistake to have all 3 of these series overlap so much. Mockingjay Part 1, Divergent, and Maze Runner all came out in 2014, and Mockingjay Part 2, Insurgent, and Scorched Trials all dropped in 2015. 3 YA dystopia movies each year. That's a lot, and especially with both Mockingjay's and Divergent movies sucking so bad, no wonder the genre fizzled out.